How's it going, everybody? Doing a Blu-ray collection video here today, Blu-ray movies. I forgot to grab it. I was going to throw it in there, but I do have that Twilight Zone Season 2 as well. But yeah, I think I got exactly 25 movies. Some of them are collections, so they, they're together. A lot of these are still sealed. I want to say thank you to the people who had gifted me, I think 2 of these movies at least. But if I'm forgetting one, thank you to the people that gifted those movies. So I'm just trying to grab Blu-rays because they're cheaper now. And apparently they're disappearing. They're getting rid of them soon. That's what they say. Could be wrong. First one is a classic. Night of the Creeps. Admittedly, I've not seen this movie in a long time. It's got horror legend. What's his name? Atkins. Tom Atkins. This is a cool kind of horror comedy. I believe they're slug things. They're like alien slugs. They go into people and they control them. What does it say? Alien experiment goes awry. It crashes to Earth in 1959. Infects a young college student. 27 years later, it's cryogenically, what I was trying to say right there. Frozen body is thawed out by fraternity pledges, my God, pledges, and the campus is quickly overrun by alien creatures. You should check this out. I'm going to do possibly one of my drink reviews. I might do a gum chewing, underrated kind of horror movies just for the month of October. But yeah, I think the kid was in, what's his name? It's Jason Lively. Well, he was in something. This kid, I forget what he was in. I don't think it was it a Rodney Dangerfield movie? I can't remember. Night of the Creeps. Here's another Big Lots pickup that I still haven't opened. Scoob. For $4. This one came out like 3-4 years ago. $20.20. It's obviously a CG movie. I think it goes into like the origins or something, right? Maybe not. Oh yeah, it does. I heard it was decent, so I like Scooby-Doo. Eventually I open it. Got Frank Welker in here still. I think he voices Scooby. He might actually voice Fred too, unless they got somebody else to voice Fred. Frank Welker's been around a long time. Voices Megatron as well as like a ton of other Transformers. Scoob. Here's a movie I thought was decent, honestly. G.I. Joe Origins, Snake Eyes. I thought this was pretty good, actually. Decent little action movie. It didn't have like a lot of characters from G.I. Joe. I know Scarlet's in there, obviously Snake Eyes. This is before he was even part of G.I. Joe, though. Storm Shadow and the Baronet. The Baronet actually is working for Cobra at this point. And Scarlet is working for G.I. Joe. I don't think anybody else pops up. Like, I'm pretty sure Cobra Commander doesn't pop up. It was cool, pretty good action and stuff. I don't know. It's one of those movies you watch it. It's kind of enjoyable. You don't think much about it again. I call this like a harmless movie. And you see how, like, Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes were friends at first. It's not the full origin, like from the comics and stuff. These next 2 are the ones I got at that garage sale. American Graffiti. I've never seen it. Not that I can remember. I might have years ago, but I don't think so. It is. Pretty sure it's Lucas's first directorial debut. Unless he did. I think that was John Carpenter did. John Carpenter did something like really early on, like a shorter sci-fi movie. And Mel Brooks is The History of the World, Part 1, which is a comedy, obviously. This I'm pretty sure I saw when I was a kid, but once again, if I did, I haven't probably seen it in 30 years. No, wait. Yeah. At least 30 years. I was like way off. I'm like, wait, is 30 years 83? No, it's 93. Wild to think about, right? It happens to everybody. But yeah. Here we have another sealed one, the Mummy Collection, or the Mummy Trilogy, sorry. Does not have the Scorpion King in there. These are the Brendan Fraser classics. If you've ever seen the first one, you'll know Brendan Fraser still says he's here the best out of any actor. He's here. And the rivers will flow with blood. He's here. I saw a one second. Sorry about that. I saw something and the person was like, she's here. I was like, oh shit, we got a she's here now too. But the first one's awesome, the second one's solid. I actually really like the Tomb of the Dragon Emperor that has Jet Li in it, I believe. Rachel Weisz is in the first one, but I don't think she's in the second. I think the second one has scenes with the Scorpion King, and then he got his own movie. It's very early on, and it might have been the first movie he did, actually, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. But you get commentaries and stuff, and deleted scenes, extended scenes, outtakes, and the usual shit. And you get the digital code. Still haven't opened it. Like I said, a lot of these aren't open. This is another Big Lots movie. I think it was supposed to be $5, but this one had a sticker that said 3 on it, so I'm like, I'm getting it. It's Takeshi Miike or Mike's, I don't know how to say it. First Love. He did he do Ichi the Killer? He's done a bunch of shit. He might have did the audition, but I'm probably wrong. I haven't watched it. I think this has the DVD. Yeah, it does. Looks like a cool action type movie. I need to watch some of these. Detective Pikachu. I'm pretty sure I did a review on this. This is actually a cool movie, and I'm not into Pokemon. I was a little old when Pokemon started. Not really old, but I think I was 17 when it first started, or maybe when the Pokemon started, 96 or 97, I don't know. I was like 17 or 18, maybe 16. I do remember watching some of the cartoon in like the early 2000s. But it's a cool movie. This is the one where Pikachu talks. Ryan Reynolds is the voice, of course. Got Justice Smith here, who was just in Dungeons and Dragons. He was in two of the newer Jurassic World movies as well, I believe. It was cool though, you know. I'll notice a lot of the Pokemon even too, but there's a lot in there I probably didn't recognize. Who else is in that? Is that what's her name from? It is the girl from. Was she not in Freaky and some other things as well? Cool movie that has good special features as well. The Pokemon detective mode is You'll find hidden clues, behind the scene footage. It's like one of those pop-up things. Cool movie though. You're gonna go through a little, no. More sealed movies. X-Men, Days of Futures Past, The Rogue Cut. This is the one that I guess they cut Rogue scenes out. This one adds them back in. I like this movie. I like this one in First Class. Apocalypse was okay. Could have been better. I still feel like they just can't get Apocalypse right on like live action screen. He works better for like cartoons or CG or something. But that one wasn't that bad. The Dark Phoenix one, I watched like 45 minutes of or something, and I was like, this is terrible. I don't know what the hell happened. But the first two, in this set of them, I'm not talking about the three that had come out in the 2000s. But this brings back characters from that. Obviously, Wolverine had a very brief cameo in First Class, then he was in this one. He was in Apocalypse, but he was not. It was like he was Weapon X at that point. But they bring all the classics back, including Rogue, who got cut and then came back. It's a cool movie though, and I like this kind of stuff when you get extra shit, 2 discs. You know, you get the theatrical cut and the Rogue cut. They don't do, okay, you got commentary as well, but they don't do commentaries as much as they used to on Blu-rays and DVDs. I always like that because you can obviously just get pretty much anything streaming, but they don't have like the bonus stuff a lot of the time. Some do, but a lot of the times, you know, they don't have that kind of shit. 007, The Living Daylights. This was Timothy Dalton's first one. He had this in License to Kill. This has commentary as well. I can't remember much of this. I like License to Kill a little more. License to Kill is like a precursor almost to the Daniel Craig Bonds in terms of attitude and like action, like seriousness. This one has that, but License to Kill definitely expands upon that. And a lot of people said this was like his Bond, Timothy Dalton's Bond is like the closest to the books in terms of Bond attitude and everything. He was solid. I don't know if he just got the boot after 2 or because there was a gap. I think License to Kill came out in like 89, and then the next one was 95 with Pierce Brosnan. Maybe they just wanted him. Actually, I think they actually wanted Pierce Brosnan for these, but he was doing Remington Steele. I think I could be wrong, but they're both good movies. Like I said, it's a different Bond. It's like, especially License to Kill. It's like he's a grittier Bond. He's like out for revenge. He's pissed, you know, which I appreciate. That's why I like. I haven't seen I haven't seen No Time to Die, the last Daniel Craig one, but like Spectre and Casino Royale. What was it? Quantum of Solace. What was the Skyfall too? Like he has that kind of grittier edge. The Dying Night Lights. Blair Witch. I've had this Blu-ray for a while. It's Blair Witch. I love Blair Witch. I alternate between this and Ravenous being my favorite movies, but it'll always be at least top 2. It's fantastic. I've talked about it a million times. Only movie to ever have me on the edge of my seat in the theater. People were losing their shit in the theater. And that to me, anytime you're in a horror movie, people are not, they're not like they're just hooting and hollering for no reason and just screaming and being idiots. But when they're like, it's intense and they're getting nervous and scared at the points where you're like, okay, it really adds to the atmosphere. And you didn't know it was coming in this movie, and I'm glad they never showed the Blair Witch. I like movies that leave it up to your imagination. This has alternate endings, which I watched, and all of them were kind of whatever. Is there commentary on this? Yes, there is. This has the Curse of the Blair Witch documentary they made. I think it aired on Sci-Fi before the movie came out. The marketing for this movie might still be the best of all time. They had people believing it actually happened. Sure, it happened, and these kids disappeared. Probably dead. Definitely dead. But hey, we're gonna put this out on video. The families are okay with it. But they did a good job at like making it seem like it was a real thing. Like some people even like, oh, I think the Blair Witch is an actual thing, but this is just a made-up movie. Like the movie's fake, but they're using an actual legend. No, the legend's not real either. It's Blair Witch. I love it. Some people hate it. I mean, I'm not gonna say you can't hate it, but for me personally, I love it. I don't know. And you couldn't get like some of these people, like Heather and Josh, ended up in some movies afterwards. I don't know if Mike did. I'm sure he popped up and stuff. I think they each got like 20 million after royalties and stuff for this, because it made like $200 million in like a $60,000 budget. But you couldn't do a movie like this with known actors. It wouldn't work. It's awesome. These next two were definitely gifts, so thank you again to the people who got them. Halloween, I think I did a review on this, right? I gotta talk about it again. This one is awesome, the 2018 one. They had it right there. And then Kills, still good, but starting to get stupid. And then Ends, just, I've talked about Ends. It does some cool stuff, but what the fuck? I still can't get over Michael Myers, and I think his name is Corey's kill date that they had. This one's great, though. It's like, literally, this wipes everything out of canon except the original one. Even 2, they wipe out of canon with this. This is the direct sequel to the first, and it works. Laurie Strode is nuts over the years. And, the cat came in. And, she's rightfully, like, her daughter. She's trained her and stuff, and the daughter doesn't really talk to her, and the granddaughter still does. But she's still affected by this, and she's got, like, she lives on a compound, pretty much. And, of course, he ends up getting out because these people want to do a documentary on him. They go and see him, and then he escapes on they're transporting him. It's the usual way these people escape, right? They're being transported, and something always fucking happens. But then Kills was still decent, but Kills, me and my friend talk about this. You could have extended Kills out another 45 minutes, and when he gets his ass kicked at the end, and then he comes back and starts killing everybody, you could have had him maybe in rough times, and he kind of goes off, and then he has the battle with Laurie Strode when he's kind of broken down. They did so many cool ones, and the kill Ends had some cool moments. Like, they could have made him die and not had the Corey stuff, and then had a Halloween Legacy where now Corey, they need to find a new boogeyman, and Corey's it because he kills that kid by accident. They could have did that, but they tried to weave in too much stuff in it. Oh, but this one is awesome. See all my stuff. Well, I haven't seen this since the theater. But thank you to the people who got me these last two. But this was the Evil Dead. This was like the remake. And it's good. It's actually really good. I think, what's his name, might have produced it. He didn't direct it. Sam Raimi produced it, and Robert Tapert as well. And Bruce Campbell. It still has the over-the-top gore and a bit of the campiness, but not like the originals. But it's still really good. They never made another one, though. Well, they made The Evil Dead Rise, which is actually pretty good, too. But I think this actually is that is a sequel to this one, because I think people are in that same cabin in the beginning of Evil Dead Rise, and they come across the book. This is a good one. The girl in it was also in Don't Breathe. I think it was Don't Breathe she was in. What's her name? Jane Levy, and she was in that show, I think. Something's Playlist. Here's a sweet 2-pack. Cloverfield and 10 Cloverfield Lane. I got this as pink ones as well. There's the cat making an appearance. Cloverfield's cool. A cool found footage Godzilla type movie. 10 Cloverfield Lane's really good. We saw it in the theater. John Goodman is like, he grabs Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I think she gets into a car accident or something, brings her into his underground bunker, and you kind of think, like, is he just making this shit up? There's another guy down there. He is nuts, but he isn't actually making it up. Because she does, spoilers, she does get out. What are you doing? Oh my god. It's a solid movie, though. It's tense. She's knocking stuff over now. Oh my god. I don't know what she's doing. She hears birds outside. No. She couldn't balance herself. Both cool movies, though, and I think the Cloverfield Paradox is part of it as well. But she gets out at the end, and this radio thing saying, "Oh my God, get to these safe places and stuff." Venom, Let There Be Carnage. I still have not watched this. I like the first Venom actually quite a bit, but I haven't seen this one. Another sealed one. Joker. I love this movie. I still can't believe this punched over $1 billion. It's kind of nuts. It's so Joaquin's Phoenix. The take on the Joker in this one. There she is again. Is good. I like it, and it's such a good movie. It's almost uncomfortable to watch at times with like him. He carries the card around because he laughs. He can't control it out of nowhere. It gets really like just awkward at points. It actually does a really good job of that. It's like making it uncomfortable, and he's going through shit, and people are assholes, and you kind of feel his pain and stuff, and then he slowly breaks. It's really good, actually. It's a really good movie. I know the second one's supposed to be like a musical type thing. I don't know how it's gonna be, but hopefully it's good. This one's great though. I haven't seen this since the theater as well. Alright. Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City. I got this one. I got the Venom movie. I got them both from Gamefly. They're having a sale. I like this movie mostly. It's like the first Silent Hill movie in '06. It got the look and the feel down perfectly. Some of the characters just... I've talked about that too. Because this one combines like 2 and 3. No. Maybe 1 and 2 and 3. I don't know. Did they end up in the mansion in this one? I can't remember. But some of the... I don't know what they did to Leon in terms of how he behaved. The guy playing him, I was like, I can see this dude is Leon, yes. And then he's an idiot who can't like use a shotgun properly. I'm like, why are they making Leon a bumbling idiot? What? Claire was good. Wesker as well was a little like too like a good guy, and I was like, this what? No. Not my Wesker. He's a prick. The guy who plays Chris was good. Jill was decent. Claire was good. Like most of them were either decent or good, but some of the... Even here in the picture, he's kind of like, what? I don't know what they did to him. He's Leon. Like, what are you doing? Even though it's his first day on the force when it happens, like, he's not a bumbling idiot. Like, that annoyed me. Wesker's was a little annoying, but whatever. You can eventually say he turned evil, but overall, I thought it was pretty good, honestly. But like I said, with these kind of movie-related things, and they're making Silent Hill again. The same guy who made the first one. He didn't do that awful second Silent Hill movie, but which once again still had the look down, but it was really fucking stupid. That's the one where Pyramid Head saves the day at the end. Like, what? What the fuck? I'm still pissed he was in the first movie, even though it looked cool on screen. No. Pyramid Head is Silent Hill 2. I'm pretty sure Silent Hill 2 is supposed to be, the movie he's making is supposed to be based on the actual Silent Hill 2 game. If it is, I can't remember for sure. Oh God, please be good. It won't be. Yeah. And the last set here is the old Indiana Jones. It's not the complete collection anymore because Dial of Destiny came out. I was gonna wait to get a 5-pack. I wanted these. I got this before obviously Dial of Destiny came out, but I already knew it was coming out. This has the first 4. And actually, does it have? This also has a slip cover that I kind of just put in the thing. And these are also all the, I think that's the PAL versions, but they work on anything. They're all region-free now, thankfully, the systems and stuff. It has the 4 movie and bonus features. Did it really need... I guess they had the bonus features on the slipcover. I don't think it had the Young Indiana Jones show on here as well. it's indie. I love the indie movies. I like Dial of Destiny. I've talked about it. I like Crystal Skull. My personal favorite is Last Crusade, followed by Raiders of the Lost Ark. Temple of Doom's a weird one because that's the horror Indiana Jones movie. It's so different than even Dial of Destiny and Crystal Skull. It almost should be its own thing. But it is good. I don't know if I like Crystal Skull more than it. I have to see Dial of Destiny. I do like Dial of Destiny. I thought it was fine. I need to see that again, though. Crystal Skull I like. And it's funny, though. This is how this works with movies and other, even video games. People were shitting on Crystal Skull when it came out. And Crystal Skull has, I love it. I think it's a cool movie, but it has some dumb shit parts in it. I can admit that. But people are shitting on that. Dial of Destiny comes out and people start shitting on that. And all of a sudden, retroactively, Crystal Skull was a good movie by the same people who fucking thought it was a piece of shit because they found their new piece of shit. That's what happens with movies. They find one thing's a piece of shit, and then the new piece of shit to them comes out, and then the other one's no longer a piece of shit. It's weird. It's like, no, still hate it. I like them all, though. I don't have a problem with any of them. It's not like Star Wars, where I can admit I still haven't seen Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker full. I liked Force Awakens, but I saw parts of Last Jedi, and it just wasn't doing it for me. And you know what? I leave it at that. I'm not gonna watch it. Whatever. Was it Rise of Skywalker? There was a part, I will say, I think it was Rise of Skywalker, it might have been Last Jedi. The beginning, they're trying to bomb and blow up one of the dreadnought, the big ships. I think they were called dreadnoughts in this one. And Poe Dameron's talking to the guy Hux, I think, the bad guy Hux. It's like a comedy. He was joking, though. I'm like, is this a comedy? So, you know what? I'm just not going to watch him fully. Maybe I'd like him. Maybe I wouldn't. But I don't care. I'm just not going to watch him. That's what I do. If I'm not into it, I'm not watching it. You're not going to hear from me about it. I did love Rogue One, and I thought Solo was really... I think Solo got fucked because everybody hated Last Jedi, and Solo was the next movie to come out, so that one had to eat shit because they didn't like Last Jedi, and I think Solo's a solid movie. And I don't want to go on a Star Wars ramble because, in my opinion, Star Wars is so watered down now. Here's Ahsoka. Here's the Obi-Wan show, and I liked Obi-Wan show, and I'm sure I liked some. Here's the Mandalorian. Here's the Bad Batch. Here's this. Here's that. Here's a random character who had 2 lines of dialogue and something. Here's 20 movies. In my opinion, I could like all this shit, but I can still sit here and say the kind of myth of the Jedi and Sith has been destroyed because, oh look, all of these, they all survived. Every Jedi might as well have survived Order 66. I remember there's rumors like, oh, Samuel L's gonna come back. Like, what? Oh yeah, Mace Windu. Like, no. It ruins the myth. And it destroys the older movies the more you just keep throwing more people in. I understand everybody bones over the Clone Wars, and they added all this stuff in. Cool. But now all of a sudden all the characters, oh, here's a random bounty hunter, and here's a guy who's in it. It's like, what? This shows Rebels, and I liked a lot of this stuff. But even I could admit, the more you water it down and keep throwing it, the more it just makes the other stuff it loses the weight that it had. To me, at least. You know what? I'm not going to tell people they can't like it, because it's my opinion. And other people might be like, you're a dick. It's awesome. And some of it is good. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say, but I could still love it and admit that. It just why can't they just do the Knights of the Old Republic thing and go backwards? Let's wipe all these. We don't need to talk about these characters anymore. Let's have brand new characters you've never heard of. There goes her. Anyway, sorry about that ramble. Anyway, Indiana Jones. All four. Anyway, that's my Blu-ray collection. Thanks for checking this out, and have a good day.